Jesus' words can sound harsh and uncompromising. As you discuss the Sermon on the Mount, though, keep one thing in mind. Jesus did not give us the Sermon on the Mount as one more form of legalism, one more way of making us feel guilty. In fact, I believe Jesus gave it to destroy forever all forms of legalism. People have a tendency to set rules, to rank sins, and sometimes churches focus on the most petty activities. I know churches that frown on roller skating because it looks too much like dancing, and frown on bowling because bowling alleys serve alcohol. But no modern church can rival the Pharisees in Jesus' day. They had over 1,000 rules just regulating how to act on the Sabbath. The Jews were scrupulous about following the Ten Commandments. Yet, as Jesus said in this sermon, it's not enough to avoid the externals like murder or adultery. What about the internal states of anger and lust? It's not enough to treat your friends with love and respect. What about your enemies? Let's get honest. Everyone is guilty at some point of inappropriate anger and lust and a spirit of revenge. That was Jesus' point. God's ideal is so high that you'll never be able to reach it, no matter how strict your legalism. But, and this is an important but, God's grace is so amazing that you don't have to. The Sermon on the Mount is bracketed by grace. It begins with the Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor, those who mourn, those who are persecuted. Blessed are the desperate. And it leads into the Lord's Prayer, a heartfelt plea to God for help. God's ideal is so high that no one will ever reach it. God's grace is so amazing that we don't have to. The grace of God that Jesus described is something like a safety net under a trapeze artist. Every time we fail, and we always will, God holds out the promise of forgiveness, of a new start. With God's help, after we fall, we can stand up again and start over. I want to give one more cinematic view of the Sermon on the Mount. You won't see a placid Jesus sitting on a hillside delivering his wisdom in a monotone. No, his words are too strong for that setting. You're going to see a very passionate Jesus as depicted by Pasolini, the Italian filmmaker who was so struck by the words of Matthew's Gospel that he made a movie using only those words.
Voi siete la luce del mondo. Non può stare nascosta una città collocata sopra un monte. Ne si accende una lucerna per riporla sotto il moggio, ma sul candelabro, e fa luce a tutti quelli che sono in casa. Non accumulate tesori su questa terra, dove tignola e ruggine corrodono, e dove ladri sfondano e rubano. Accumulate invece per voi tesori in cielo, dove né tignola né ruggine corrodono, e dove i ladri non sfondano e non rubano. Nessuno può servire a due padroni, perché o egli odierà l'uno e amerà l'altro, oppure all'uno s'attaccherà e l'altro disprezzerà. Voi non potete servire a Dio e al denaro. Quando fai l'elemosina, non sappia la tua sinistra ciò che fa la tua destra, affinché la tua elemosina rimanga segreta, e il Padre tuo che vede nel segreto te ne darà ricompensa. Udiste che fu detto occhio per occhio e dente per dente, ma io vi dico di non resistere al malvagio. A chiunque ti schiaffeggi sulla guancia destra, porgi anche la sinistra. Udiste che fu detto amerai il prossimo tuo e odierai il tuo nemico. Ma io vi dico, amate i vostri nemici e pregate per i vostri persecutori, affinché siate figli del Padre vostro che è nei cieli, il quale fa sorgere il suo sole sopra i cattivi e sopra i buoni, e manda la sua pioggia sopra i giusti e sopra gli ingiusti.
A single animated clip like this one will often include hundreds of 3D shapes and animation cue points. Once the animators believe that they've constructed the model correctly and programmed the right action, it's the computer's turn to render the animation frame by frame until the entire sequence is completed. During this rendering process, the animators must sit, sometimes for many hours, and wait for the cake to bake, so to speak. They hope that they've mixed the ingredients correctly, but if there are mistakes, they have to sort out the bugs, fix them, and re-render the entire animation. If they did their job correctly,
then we, the viewers, will see a smooth, seamless stretch of film, oblivious of all the work that went on behind the scenes. I've learned that there are no easy answers in Jesus' teachings. They may seem simple on the surface, but underneath there are layers of meaning that I'm just beginning to grasp. One theologian has counted 183 times in the Gospels when someone approached Jesus with a direct question. Do you know how many times Jesus gave a direct answer? 3. Jesus liked to throw the questions back to us. He wasn't interested in attracting attention to himself and his wisdom, but rather he wanted his teachings to make a difference in actual lives, to change the heart. I hope something like that happens to you as you begin to wrestle with Jesus' teachings in your group.